Ready?
Hey, I am so excited to be here with none other than Taurea Vision Avant, who is joining us as one of our top women in Atlanta. My name is Angie Sims. I'm the event director for the Taste of Urban Atlanta, Atlanta's largest and most significant marketplace for Black businesses. Listen, we started this event just a few months ago and already we are sold out. We set a goal of having 50 exhibitor tables. Guess what? We've got 70. Last time we had 300 folks show up, and this time we know for sure we're going to get 400 to 500 people showing up. This marketplace is just so incredible because we're creating opportunities for Black businesses to be exposed, one, to each other, another thing, to themselves, and helping them to be greater as business owners. We have a certification program to make sure they can grab that bag of money that they deserve. We are elevating them. Oh my God, it's just so many opportunities. But along with the things we're doing in Taste Urban, we are celebrating Black businesses with every event. This is April 2022.
Hey.
April is International Black Women's History Month. Who knew?
Hello.
Who knew? I had no idea. We Googled that and found that out, and found out in 2016, Nathan Deal, who was our governor, did sign this into effect, that April is International Black Women's History Month. So what did we decide to do? Celebrate Black women. And I couldn't do any better than asking my friend Taurea Vision Avant to join us in celebrating. We chose just a few women to be the top women in Atlanta. And listen, if you don't know about Taurea Vision Avant and you don't understand why we selected her as a top woman, you're going to find out in just 1 second. Now, Taurea and I have a great history together. Our journey together has been absolutely incredible. She is the one that taught me how to write a book in less than 30 days. I mean, we went on tour up and down the East Coast, tore it up, right? But since then, she has become an incredible force to be reckoned with. She always was. In every business that she touches, she transcends. Listen, I love that I heard Trevor Ott say one time, if you're on social media and you're really popular, but you don't have a movement, honey, you are nothing but popular. I'm going to tell you that Taurea Vision Avant exceeds population. She is transforming lives. And I want to welcome my sister here today, Taurea Vision Avant. Taurea, welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Angie, thank you so much for having me. It is truly an honor. I mean, listen, you got a lot of great things happening to us. So just to hear what you're sharing about me, girl, I'm like, woo, I'm feeling the pressure. You know what I'm saying? But thank you so much for this honor. I am so grateful and I can't wait to celebrate with all the amazing Black women that you guys have selected to be honored at this upcoming event.
Yes, yes. So, Taurea, along those lines, I would love it. I mean, because, I can talk about you for days and days. Whenever I come into a room, Taurea is like, hey, introduce me. I am so happy to do that. Listen, because I
Yes.
like the stage on fire, talk about how fierce this woman is. But Taurea, I'd love for you just to share a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to our audience.
Absolutely. Well, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Okay. Taurea Vision Avant, as Angie said, and originally from Virginia, graduate from one of the best HBCUs on the planet, Hampton University. Shout out to all of my HBCUs. Now, the funny thing is that I have now been in the coaching space since 2000 and what year was that? 2014. But listen, to know that I'm a coach, know that I speak in front of thousands of people, that was not something I wanted to do. I went to school for computer science and got a degree in that because I just wanted to be behind a computer, which the blessing is I still do a lot of stuff behind the computer. But I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was the girl, Angie. Listen, I would go into work when I did work in corporate, and I would wear headphones in purposefully because I didn't want nobody to say nothing to me. Like my personality, and you know me, so I do have that introvertedness side where like I just did not, I don't know, it was just I was always feel awkward. And so for me to be in a space where I speak on stages is crazy. Like I still can't really wrap my head around the fact that I'm doing that, and it's such a blessing. But just to kind of keep a long story short, I've always been an entrepreneur. That's the weird thing. Even though I was very introverted, I wanted to try to find something where I could be able to be in control of my own income. But I was very good for the first 10 years at not really being an entrepreneur. Angie, I like to say I was a tripreneur, very good at trying and quitting. Okay. I would try something, give it 30 days and quit. Try something, give it 2 weeks and quit. Try something, go get the certification, do all the hard stuff, all of the things you need to get. And then when it was time to get out there in the field, quit. And so I was good at that. So, you know how a lot of times we say, I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Nah, bruh, I was not an entrepreneur for 10 years. I was a tripreneur. I never stuck with the business. I was always all over the place. And it wasn't until 2009, after my father had passed away from stage 4 lung cancer. My mom passed when I was 11 years old due to cirrhosis of the liver. God did bless me with a second mother, though. So I definitely want to make sure I give honor where honor is due, Veronica.
Yeah.
And she's been a blessing. But when he passed away, I moved to start. I was like, listen, I'm tired of starting and quitting and starting and quitting. And so I finally decided I'm going to stick with something. And that was my journey to success in 2009. I had, mind you, 10 years of unsuccessful tries. Now, 2009, I ended up getting in network marketing. So if anybody here is a networker, let me tell you something. While a large population of people who get into the industry never have a major amount of success, I was blessed to be a top 6-figure earner, not in one, but 2 different companies. But if I could tell you the biggest takeaway that I got from that industry was working on myself, personal development, growth, being amongst people who want to see you win. And then how about this? So I'm at an event, y'all, this networking event, because in network marketing, you got to go network to tell people about your products. And so I'm at this networking event, and this woman with all this power gets up and introduces herself, and later on goes by the name of Angie Sims. And so, I mean, at that point, it was like, oh, she's a powerful woman. Ooh, I'm so sorry for the calls. Let me turn my phone on. She's a powerful woman, and I like to be around powerful women. And God really connected me to her in a time where I was transitioning from out of the network marketing space and transitioning into the coaching space. I had written a book because at the time I had hit like this ceiling, right, when it came to my business. Do you know that a large population, like right now, they will not entertain network marketing? Like 97% of the population will be like, I ain't doing no network marketing because it's one of them things and stuff like that. And so I was starting to get around certain populations who didn't see me as a real business owner. So I wrote that first book. And I wrote the book so that I could be respected, and also so that it could get me on different stages in front of people who maybe would give it a try if they heard from someone who had had some level of success. Well, child, I ain't know it was going to open up the doors the way it did. I started getting invited to real estate organizations to speak. They were inviting me to bridal organizations to speak. And then we went crazy and went on tour and started teaching people all over the country how to become not just an author, but how to leverage your book for success. And so now fast forward to today. By the way, I just want y'all to know, when I made a decision to walk away from an industry that had paid me over 6 figures, network marketing, and get into the coaching space, I had to start from scratch. A lot of people don't know, like, the journey was real. I mean, I was out here grinding and grinding, but at the same time, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And we know ends don't never meet, right? And so built this business up. I mean, even in my first year, we did well as far as coaching and teaching, but it's been a grind. And people thought I had lost my mind. Why would you leave 6 figures in network marketing? Even if you went to another company, we know you could still build it and start your own business in coaching, and you're not going to have the level of success. Well, let me tell you something. I coach coaches, I coach speakers, and I even coach individuals in network marketing, and I show them how to create profitable books to grow their business. And so over 5,000 plus we have served, and we're going to keep on increasing that number every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. And that's how I got here today.
Wow. Listen, every time I hear that story, I want to hear it again. Listen, you want to talk about somebody, I said it before, I will say it again, a force to be reckoned with, but a force nonetheless. Listen, Taurea, unlike anybody I know, has this unique ability just to keep it simple. Most of us overcomplicate so much, but she is so genuinely authentic that she speaks to your soul. And once you're connected to her tribe, you are connected forever. I am
Yeah.
so proud of all that you've done. But listen, girl, I got to get to these questions because I can gush over you all day. Because listen, this is truly my friend here I'm talking to. So I just want to ask you a few questions along the lines of supporting each other. And you and I have, I believe, have supported each other to no end since we met years ago, and we'll continue to do that. But why, Taurea, do you think it is so important to support Black women business owners?
Well, first of all, as far as businesses that are being started, it is that of the Black woman. We have more businesses that are growing every single month than any other nationality or sex, right? The challenge is while we have so many Black women-owned businesses that are growing, we also have a large number of the starting businesses that are failing, and so I believe that there's a challenge or a disconnect that's taking place because we're just really many of us are getting into the space out of hustle because we can do that, but we're
Mhm.
not really understanding what it takes to build business. And I think that there's so many missing pieces that if we learned how to bring those pieces in, we could have a tremendous amount of success. And another thing you had just talked about with me being the space of making things simple, which I'm sure we're going to dig deeper into. I think it's important because we support each other, so then we're not out here trying to be all and do all, right? If we could learn to support each other, it would allow us to have more freedom. It would allow us as Black women to be able to not be that statistic of I'm an independent Black woman, don't need no man, right? Because the reason why we don't need no man, because child, we working from sun up to sundown. We ain't got
Ain't
time.
got time.
We ain't got a time. So I think that if we learn to support each other to give us more freedom, y'all, I made a decision a couple years ago to stop trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And now I have way more freedom, like to the point where it's like, I'm like trying to make stuff to do, right? So
Right.
I think that's, I'm glad, the fact you asked me that question and I've never really thought about that. That's why we need to support each other so we can be free. Oh, that's good. Wait a minute now. I'm about to do a whole post about this because you fired me up about that question.
Listen, I love it. One thing I want to share with you before we go to our next question, along the lines of support, like I said, Taurea and I personally and professionally have supported each other in so many ways. And I want you to know that it's never too late to get a coach. I'm not going to get on my soapbox here because we got to get taste the urban business, but every single one of us should always have a coach. I coach Taurea. Taurea coaches me. There's some things she poured in my spirit just 2 weeks ago that I'm still humming on and, oh, I got to get that. But that's what friends do. Listen,
Absolutely.
they don't do this dictate. What they do is come underneath and lead you by lifting you. And
Mm-hmm.
this lady has definitely done that for me. Matter of fact, when I had my very first League of Girlfriends meeting, Taurea was in the building. She was like, yes, and when. I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. But Taurea, listen, business is not always as glamorous as it looks. So, on social media, we look kind of fly, look like it's easy. We make it look easy, but listen, it's not always easy.
No,
What I'd love for you to share with people is what are some of the challenges that you run into by that, I'm going to say, that came about potentially because you were a woman of color, right? What are some challenges that you had as a Black woman in business, and how did you persevere?
Well, first of all, you already know. The first one is having that strong personality, and then all of a sudden, it is just assumed that when a woman and I wouldn't just say based off of what I've experienced and how I have felt.
Yeah.
That when I sometimes express how I feel about a situation, it's automatically like the angry Black woman. And I think the challenge is that nobody has ever really taught us how to handle conflict. And so instead of handling conflict the right way, we assume that, oh, she's just angry, right? So now you're coming as, just that aggressive and angry person. That has been one of my biggest challenges, and then, listen, Black don't crack. So a lot of times people think I'm younger than what I really am. And so being a Black woman in business, and then I'm talking to women, they like, little girl, I have had that happen to me in situations where people are just like, who are you talking to? And listen, I get it, y'all. We strong, we're determined, we're amazing, we're focused. But I think sometimes we do also have to learn how to have better grace for our sisters.
Mm.
Um, I believe that, like, terminologies like, if you want things done right, you got to do it yourself. I was listening to an interview by this really big podcaster, and she was like, you don't need to tell nobody your goals. Don't tell people your goals. What, who created that thought mindset? I don't even believe in that, because
Mm,
listen, I put up 9 times out of 10, most people, when you share what you're doing, you don't have to share the step by steps. But if you share that you want to do something, they're not, most people ain't gonna do it no way. So why do we have
mm,
this lack mentality, right?
yes.
But like, she said that, and I'm looking at her as another black woman, and I'm just like, why would you say things like that? Because, child, I'm working on a wine. It ain't done yet, but I'd have put it out there. I've got people ready to buy it. I got people like, look, do you need help? Because I put it out there in the world.
Right.
And so, back to that original question, I just think that a lot of times we just get these, child, it's just, I wish we would do better at just being more graceful, loving, and not take that if somebody is addressing how they feel about a situation, and maybe they're putting their foot down, that we're not the angry black woman. And I get that a lot.
Yeah.
I also, if I can be transparent, I just want to talk about this. I also get stereotyped many
Mm,
times. People stereotype me a lot. I can't help it. God gave me a little junk in the trunk. That's what we experience because of what we eat, right? And a lot of times people look at me and like, our own people, our own people. And then until I open my mouth, they're like, okay. And so I have experienced that a lot, and it's so saddening that we will make judgments of another woman before we've even gotten a chance to know
mm,
them. Um,
yes.
so yeah, we could really sit on the soapbox talking about that all day long, but
Girl, that sounds like a podcast right there that we need to examine.
yes,
And I love
absolutely.
it. That's other things Taurea and I talk about in our private girl chat time, or things just like this, Taurea. And I think you're just so right. Although I didn't know that people said, "Hey, little girl," which I didn't know that,
Oh
girl.
yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. Now,
Wow.
because I don't operate in that space, and I never have, it doesn't really like happen as much, I guess, because I've kind of earned my positioning. People kind of know who I am now. But yeah, when I was first starting off, like, girl, you are young enough to. I've had people say, you're young enough to be my daughter. So
Wow.
don't mean I don't know nothing. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like, okay, but I'm not. Trust me, I'm not.
Right. I am Taurea the Vision. I don't call her Taurea, I call her Taurea the Visionary, the Vision.
Hey, I receive
I love
it.
that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, Taurea, along those lines of sort of how people, look at you, or how people sort of decipher who they think you are before they meet you, that came with a lot of lessons. So, I know you and I have learned a lot of stuff together in this walk of being, I call myself gracefully assertive, right? So, I'm assertive. I'm graceful. I'll give you a gut punch, but it feel like a hug, right? Did she just punch me? It's all with love, right?
You
But what
definitely
would
do.
you
Yep.
say, out of all of the lessons you've learned, what do you say is the greatest lesson you've learned?
Um, my greatest. Oh God, how the greatest? Because it's so much. Let me see. What can I say right now in this space?
Yeah, just say like what speaks to you today, because I know we've learned a lot of lessons over the years.
What speaks to me today is having. So you said gracefully assertive is what you
Yeah,
just
that's what
said.
I call my style.
Yeah. Okay. What I don't do is I never insert myself if I've not been given permission. So and that's the unfortunate thing, because some people just can't handle it. So if I see a fellow sister and I know that ain't right, I used to be quick to be like, "Yo, let me tell you, you're not doing that right. You need to do this." Or da da da. I don't do that anymore, because it can be received off as arrogance, or received like she thinks she better. And I know that sounds crazy. That's on the negative side. So on the negative side, I don't insert myself unless I am given the opportunity. Now, if the door is open and you ask me, what do you think about it? And Angie, right? Because we both do that to each other. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what I think needs to happen. And so that is but I always say, now, are you sure you want me to tell you? Because like, I just want to make sure that we can handle it, and that I'm only doing it in love. Now,
Yes.
on the positive side, one of the things, because I got to give you the negative and the positive. So on the positive is learning to have better grace for my sisters.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've had some bad to the bone sisters that I've been around, and they might curve me or, hit me with the Heinzman or, whatever. And I'm like, why would they do that? I didn't even do nothing to them. But then I've realized, you know what? That sister probably been through some stuff.
Mhm.
And either I get upset and cut her off, or maybe if I really care, and if and only if I care, let me have a conversation like, yo, what's going on? Like, I'm feeling something and I feel like we could be a great, combination, or we could be really cool. Let's have a conversation. Y'all, let's stop being so quick as Black women to cut other Black women off just because they didn't act a certain way, the way we thought that they should act. Let's learn to have grace and remember every single one of us have stripes. We
Mm,
all have been through stuff. We have cried, we have been betrayed, we have been let down. And
yes.
so, if you feel like that's a bad sister, then let her know, and figure out a way that we can be able to learn and grow from that. And I bet you in doing that, you will bless that person more than you ever thought you could.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. So I just love the word grace, to be honest with you. And most times when I do speak, I talk about grace. And what I love to say is that give somebody grace, because one day you're gonna need it. Woo!
Absolutely. Definitely
Child.
you gonna need it some days, not one day, many
Right.
days, right?
Some
Because
days. So
none of
because
us perfect. Yeah.
yeah, and you just never know what somebody else is dealing with. Exactly what you said. You never know where they're coming from, what their relationship is like today, what they've experienced in life. We're all walking this life really alone with all of our junk all up on our shoulders and our backs and our butts everywhere, right? So I love that, love that. So another question I have for you, Taurea, is what advice would you give a Black woman in business today? What would you tell her that she should either stay focused on, or what's the greatest amount of advice you can give her?
The greatest amount. So right now, this has been, well, it ain't been right now. I've been talking about this for a while. Dr. Miles Monroe, he said, God gives many of us many talents. As Black woman, we got a lot. We got a lot of hats that we wear. We have a lot of things we can do. But the challenge that I see within our community is that we're trying to operate in all of those hats
Mm.
and make them all businesses. And if we could just focus on just one, there's an entire television show of these two amazing women, but they are not Black women, but they're amazing, but they are professional organizers. No, not professional cleaning women. So they don't have a cleaning, they have an organizer. They literally come in your house and organize your house. They've made millions off of one transformation. Now, can they probably cook? I bet they can. Do they probably married? They can talk about relationships. I'm pretty sure because they're organizers and they got a lot of money now, they get money. They're probably good in fashion too. Who knows? But where we need to really learn how to be the best at is in one transformation, and then learn how to build strategic partnerships.
Yes.
If we as a community could do that, y'all, again, going back to the initial question you asked me, we would have more freedom and more money, and we would all be winning together. But we
Mhm.
we trying to do too much. We trying to do too much, and
Mhm.
because people tell us about these multiple streams of income, you can have one transformation, one business. My
Yeah.
book Profits Club, we have at least 4 streams of income just with the program itself. So that's what I would give. Thank you.
Listen, and Taurea is, and I'm going to use the word expert. Expert. She's an expert at showing you how to get to your streams of business by doing just one thing. So you think you're going to come to her and she'll help you. She's not a publisher. She'll tell you right off, I'm not a publisher, but she will. If y'all haven't heard that, note to self. She is not a publisher,
I
right?
am not. Do not
Listen,
disrespect me like
she
no, I'm playing. No shade to
can
the publishers because I love publishing companies, but we do more than that. We're not just the
yes,
publisher.
yes, she can absolutely help you to get the bag. Listen, I want to talk to you really quickly about the Taste of Urban, and then let
Yes, I
Taurea.
can't wait. Hungry.
Listen, so the Taste of Urban, we are set and ready to go. We will be at the Foundry of Puritan Mills next week, April the 20th, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Listen, you have got to be there. As I mentioned, we have 71 exhibitors. We have an
Wow.
exquisite VIP lounge with an open bar and a personalized chef. And it's going to be beautifully decorated with plush lounge furniture. I cannot wait. We also have a glam lounge. So if you become a VIP, 10 of those VIPs can get mini makeovers for free, including lashes. And our glam lounge is going to be absolutely incredible. You're going to taste the best of what Atlanta has to offer. Savory food vendors, sweet vendors, spirit vendors. Did y'all know that Black folks got their own liquor companies? Yes, they do. We're going to have at least 8 to 10 of those liquor companies at our event in a special section. We also have a learning annex. Any of you that live in Cobb County or that want to do business with Cobb County, the Cobb County Supplier Diversity Team will be on site to tell you how to get money from Cobb, just the same way Delta Airlines was there last year. Also, Comcast is a lead sponsor. Listen, you guys do not want to miss the opportunity. You want to be in this number. Go to tasteurban.com and get your ticket today. Listen, it's going to be jam-packed. We have a secure cigar lounge. It's going to be so incredible. You do not want to miss this. And Taurea, I cannot wait to see you next week. Why don't you tell them how they can contact you?
Absolutely. So I can't wait to see you too. And I can't wait to eat. I can't wait to eat. The food be so good. I'm coming hungry. The way that you can contact me is really easy. For those of you who are authors or future authors, if you're a speaker, coach, or network marketer, and you want to be able to write your book, or you have a book and you want to turn that book into profits, okay? You want to learn how to profit, promote, and get your book to perform, real easy. Go to 10kbook.com. When you go there, it'll give you access to my free masterclass. Then you'll get all the details, how to follow me on social media and everything like that. But go to 10kbook.com.
Thank you so much, Taurea. It has been a pleasure seeing you, sister, here today. I love you dearly, and I'm so honored to have you as one of our top women. I could not venture in this, in Taste Urban, and honor women without honoring you. You have done incredible work, and I know that you will continue to leverage people's gifts by showing them how to write those books about their businesses and how to leverage those books to make the millions of dollars that they deserve. Taurea, you are a gem. You are a diamond to me, and I love you. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, tasteurban.com. We want to see you in that number. General admission tickets are $15. If you want to taste everything and taste the liquor too, that ticket is $35. And then also VIP experience, open bar, personalized chef, exquisite VIP lounge, the lashes, the mini makeovers, the back massages, all these incredible things, and also a 360 spin. Y'all know we couldn't have an event without a DJ and a 360 spin. So we are going to have a blast next week. We want to see you there. Taurea, can't wait to see you next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an incredible day.